So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's another wonderful episode and another wonderful time to just interact and have a conversation here. This is Winga Talks, and this platform we talk to you and we just share with you a lot about legal leadership, lifestyle, and everything that pertains to your life. Welcome. Today on our show, we are having one, Sheila Mengesa, an advocate and practicing counsel here in Nairobi. And we are going to have a very powerful conversation that I'm sure you're really going to love. So let's do this together. Welcome. Sheila, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Alicia. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I am well.
How is it going?
Good.
We thank God. I'm sure you are getting used to the new government.
Of course, we are in government.
You are getting used to the hustler government.
Yes.
How are you finding the oxygen?
It's very good. I think the new government is very promising.
It's very promising.
Yes.
Wow, that's
and
good.
We as hustlers, we are happy.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, now government issues aside, let's get to the show. Can you just introduce yourself?
So my name is Sheila Mengesa.
Yes.
I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I have been practicing for 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yes. I run a law firm, Mengesa Advocates.
Wow.
I am the managing director.
As young as you are.
Yes.
And I did say you look so sharp, you know.
I know, it's my weakness.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I pray when I grow up I will have the same weakness
Don't
as yours.
worry.
So let's get to this. So tell us something about Mengesa Advocates.
So Mengesa Advocates was started in 2019.
Yes.
We deal in criminal litigation, civil litigation, family matters, constitutional matters, conveyancing, and commercial transactions.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Yes.
you mentioned something on conveyancing.
Yes.
Can you just expand for someone who doesn't understand what you're talking about?
Conveyancing majorly deals with matters to do with land.
Mm-hmm.
If you're purchasing land, if you're transferring land. So yeah, you approach us, your advocates, we are the best in town. We'll conduct the due diligence, ensure that you have a soft transaction.
Soft process.
Yes, you get a clean title.
Okay.
In Kenya you can get character development while buying land. You find that 10 people have bought the same parcel of land.
So
Yeah.
just maybe a point of clarification, when you're talking about conveyancing and land, is it the same also with property in terms of a building when you want to try to buy, sell?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Wow.
It has to do with houses, land,
Mhm.
yes,
So
real
that's,
estate.
that's just one aspect. You mentioned something on litigation and family law. Can you just maybe expound on this topic of family law?
Family law encompasses divorce,
Mhm.
succession,
Mhm.
child maintenance, and custody matters.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically it's about the family related issues.
Yes.
Either divorcing, you want to do succession, or you want to handle issue on child maintenance and
Yes, custody.
and custody. So basically, can you just narrow down maybe today for your purposes? We'd love to narrow down today on child maintenance and custody, and then we'll narrow it down to specifically child custody so that next time we can talk about maintenance. But today we just talk about child custody. So
Yes.
tell us something about child custody. Basically, what is child custody?
Yeah. So child custody is a very sensitive topic
Mm-hmm.
because anything to do with children is very sensitive and always close to our heart, Yeah, so it entails who has the actual possession of the child or legal possession of the child. And it also entails visitation rights, access, yeah, like the general well-being of the child.
The general well-being of the child.
Yes.
So when we are talking about this issue, what are some of the considerations that a court will base on when it's making these orders, or as far as child custody is concerned?
Okay, so the well-being of the child being a very sensitive issue, the court considers a lot of factors before granting either party the custody of the child. Yeah, so because in Kenya, our country in which we pride in, the best interest of the child is usually paramount. Yeah, so the court will consider the age of the child, the wishes of the child, the wishes of the parents, the fitness of the parents, the best interest of the child, yes, while granting custody of the child. So you cannot just move to court and you are granted custody. Yeah.
Wow, that is powerful. And for the purposes of our viewers who are following on Facebook and even on TikTok and other social media platforms, you can share in your questions. You can tap into the comment and just put your question, put a comment, so that as we proceed with this conversation, we'll be able to respond to your question just live on. So thank you very much. Let's just pick it up. So as we are talking about, what are some of the parental rights as far as custody is concerned?
Under our constitution, to be specific, Article 53 of the Constitution, both parents have equal rights to the child. So both parents can have be granted yes, rights to have actual custody, access the child. Yes. So because a child is entitled to be taken care of by either parent, their father and their mother. They deserve to grow up in the care, under the care of both parents. Okay. Yes.
So that means there is no guarantee that in the scenario of a separation or divorce, as a parent, as a mother, you will be given assured custody, or as a father, you can have assured custody.
No, it's not a guarantee, and this can be emphasized by a recent decision that was given in July by Justice Joel Ngugi, where sole custody of the child was granted to the father because the mother had abandoned the baby and gone to work abroad. So like it was in the best interest of the child that this child be with the father, because the father was the one who had been taking care of the child, and even though the child was below the age of 9, the court moved away from the norm and granted the child sole custody to the father. Yeah, so you as a mother, like if you choose a soft life, if you choose soft life over your own children, I'm a queen of soft life, but I don't drink, I don't do those bad things, yeah. Okay. So like if you have actual custody of your children, you have to be of good moral standing, you know, you have to set a good example.
You have to prove to the court that
yes,
you have got the decency.
Yes, you cannot be a drunkard, you cannot be a drug abuser and be entrusted with the custody of the child.
Just maybe making it clear for the purposes of our viewers. When we are talking about being a drunkard or being a drug abuser,
yes,
we are not saying not that you don't take alcohol.
Yeah.
Because there are parents who say, I take alcohol.
Yes.
Whatever. Maybe you can explain in terms of.
You have, even if you take alcohol, you have to do it responsibly. Yeah, and you ensure that you take good care of the children.
Yes.
We know that some of these things are music to the soul, and some people cannot live without them, but you have to be very responsible. So you cannot be going out for parties. Like you come back home very late and you leave young children alone, and they do not have an adult to take care of them.
So basically you have to prove responsibility.
Responsibility, yes. And you do not have to drink, you do not have to take drugs to enjoy life. There are different ways of enjoying life. Yes, as
even if you take.
Yeah, you have to take it responsibly.
Yeah,
you can go shopping. You can shop for expensive things. You can join a choir. Yes, choir, drama. Yes, I enjoy life through shopping.
Or you can join Mr. President.
Or Mr. I know.
President team.
Yes, exactly. So there are a lot of other ways, better ways of enjoying life other than turning yourself into an unfit parent.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's powerful. So for you to be able to convince the court that you are responsible enough to be given the custody as a parent, you must prove that you are responsible.
Yes.
So you may not be responsible, and that your level of responsibility may cost you the custody. Any other factor apart from irresponsibility in terms of lifestyle, financial, these other things?
Yeah, financial constraints also plays part in determining who can be granted custody of the child. Because let's say I move to court to seek for custody of my children and I am jobless, I do not even have a house where these children can grow up. Yeah, you know, when you move to court, the court will direct that parties file a children's officer report, and this children's officer will visit the homes to see where these children will be living. Yeah, just to establish that there's a safe environment for the children to grow up well, you know. Yeah, but if you are not in a position to even feed the children, then the other party has an upper hand in getting the custody of the children. Yeah, as long as they can establish that they are capable, they are fit, they can take good care of the children, then the court might be inclined to granting them custody with visitation rights to the other party.
Now, what about mental and psychological status of the parents?
That also plays a part. Like, you have to be very fit. As I had earlier indicated, if you are a drug user, you know, you won't be in a good mental state. Let's say if you are cray, you would be granted the custody of the children. Yeah. So those are some of the factors that the court considers. They also consider the age of the child. Yeah.
Vis-a-vis the age of
the
age of the parent.
Not really the age of the parent. Like,
for
the
example,
age of the child. If the child is below 9 years and the child is breastfeeding, then the court will be inclined to grant wider custody to the mother. Yeah, because like it is assumed that mothers have a natural caregivers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Now, what about in the scenario whereby the age of the father and maybe this man is 50 plus and they got inside a child with a girl who is maybe a lady who is around 20s, less than 30s, you know. Then now the child is around 5 or 7 or 9.
That doesn't really play a big part, as long as either party can establish that they are capable. It doesn't matter whether you are old or young. As long as you are an adult. You know, in Kenya, a child is defined as a human of below 18 years. So as long as you are above 18 years, you are a parent, you know, you've given birth to a child. Yeah, so as long as you can establish that you are mentally stable, financially stable, you are like morally upright, yes, you have the capability of taking care of this child, the court will grant you custody.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what types of custody can you maybe talk about?
So today I'll be talking about 4 types of child custody.
Meaning there are more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
But we'll be narrowing down.
To just the 4?
Yes.
Okay.
So first, there's joint custody, where the court grants the custody of the child or children to both parents. So in this scenario, the court might grant like the custody of the children to the mother, let's say from Monday to Friday, like to enable them to smoothly go to school. Yeah, and then
during the weekend,
the father gets them on the weekend.
So this is a shared responsibility where the children maybe are with their fathers from Monday to Friday, they attend school, then the weekend they are
and then probably when they close school, they go to their father's place.
So and they can freely move in between.
Yes, and they can grow up in a family, not in a family setting, like with the love of both parents. I prefer this mode of operation because, you know, children should not suffer for the mistakes of their parents. So you get when parties separate, they use the children to punish the parents, but they fail to understand that this child is will be badly affected by one parent being absent. Yes, because they are already used to having both parents in their life, and it might even affect their education. So I prefer, like, if parties can be civil and they agree to have joint custody, it usually works so well.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is joint custody. Another type of
we have sole custody with access, where custody is granted to one party, but the other party is allowed to visitation rights, like accessing the child. If they are a flight risk, like if they are likely to take off with the children, like if you give me the children in the morning and in the evening I'm crossing the border, heading to Uganda, then I'll have to have supervised access, where I can only access the children with the supervision of an adult.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is the difference, is that the other joint custody, there is no supervision, there is no Like there is, everyone has got 100%.
Yeah, joint supervision mostly is where the parties are civil. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. You decide to be the grown-ups, you know?
You handle things maturely.
Yes, you handle things maturely.
Whereby you choose that your differences should not affect.
You put them aside. See it in a journey.
It's otherwise called co-parenting.
Yeah, co-parenting.
Oh.
Yeah, you meet your anger on the child, and the child becomes a punching bag, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you say because you don't want to stay with me, you will not see the children.
You will not see the children, yes. You're using the children as like to punish the other party, or like as a mode of minting money. They become your ATM, and if they fail to send you money, you deny them access to the children, you know.
Send 40,000 for books for children.
Yes.
The children need to go for a
when
vacation.
we know that these books are like 200 bob, you know.
Yeah. And the children need to go to a tour in Nakuru.
In Timbuktu.
150,000.
Yeah.
You know, our house is going to be closed, so the child will
we
be
need
out.
100K for rent.
100K for rent, you know, something like that. So in other way, the sole custody with access is whereby the custody is granted to one particular parent, but the other parent
has visitation rights, access, you know. Yeah.
So when we'll be handling maintenance, we'll now we'll look at how does also this maintenance affect in this area. At this particular stage, we're just looking at the custody. Thank you very much. Continue following. If you have questions, you have comments, please let them come, because in the next few minutes, we're going to pick the questions and we're going to respond, and we're going to just interact and get to hear from your side. So what is the third type of custody? So
the third type of custody is sole custody, where full custody rights are given to one party.
Yes.
Yeah, this is mostly where the court is convinced that one party is completely unfit, and they are probably a menace to the well-being of the children, probably when the other party is completely absent. Let's say they traveled and abandoned the children, or they remarried and they no longer care about the children, which is a very bad scenario. Yeah, children deserve to be taken care of by both parents.
Okay.
So in these instances, the court will grant sole custody to one party.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the last one is the custody arrangements under a parental agreement. So this is where parties agree, like they agree among themselves on how they'll handle the issue of custody, whether they'll have joint custody, shared custody, who will be taking care of the children, and how they'll be paying school fees. You know, when you agree to share responsibility and you agree to be civil about it.
So this is more of a custody arrangement, is more of the joint custody, but now arranged for...
Not necessarily joint custody, because the other party can choose to give up their rights over the child.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to reduce it in writing.
Yes. So this is basically now, it boils back, or it turns back to the individual parents.
Yes, the individual parent.
Now they sit down and say, this is the point.
You agree between yourselves,
this is how
on how you intend to take care of this child or these children moving forward, and then you put it in writing, and then you file it in the children's court, and it is adopted as an order of the court.
Okay.
Yes.
So you must agree, and then you do it. Can you maybe just give a process of handling this from an advocate?
So I would advise that parties who reach this kind of agreement, they approach an advocate who will reduce it to a legal document, which will then be filed in court, by this particular advocate. Because, like, for laymen, you won't even understand which format you need to use, while drafting this agreement. Yes, we should give the court an easy time by using advocates instead of taking shortcuts, and then you end up having a document that is not even binding. Yes.
Okay, maybe just from your experience in practice, can you give us a case study or something, just telling us an experience of some of these cases and how the judgment has been delivered in the particular scenario?
So probably I'll be talking about a culture development. Men usually think that they're the only ones who give women culture development. Yeah, but women have their own ways of giving men culture development. Yes. So there's this authority, Civil Appeal number 50 of 2021. Yes. I'll just quote the judgment of our very learned judge, Justice Kiage, which was very interesting. Yeah, so let me just give you brief facts of the case.
Okay.
So in this case, a gentleman took his girlfriend to the hospital. She was due to deliver, so he went to. It was actually St. Mary's. It is out. It's on the Kenya Law Report, so it's out in the public domain.
Okay.
So he took the lady to St. Mary's Hospital. She was due to deliver, and
the
girlfriend, yeah. And he paid for the hospital bills, and he was excited. Yes,
a responsible man.
Yes, a responsible man. He was in love, you know. He was,
Okay.
yeah, and so he left to go and buy supplies for the child and the mother.
Yes.
So, and when he came back,
Very sure that
he's coming to get
he's
his
going
wife.
to get everything. And,
His wife and the child. He realized that another man had discharged the child.
You packed your car. You
And he
bought
was
for
in
fuel.
shock. He had diapers.
You
Yes.
bought for fuel. And you realize another one has drove away the car.
So he was in shock with his diapers and Johnson, you know, this
Johnson.
soap, perfume soap, yeah. So
Diapers.
and he was very aggrieved. Yeah, so he moved to court. And he was really mad with the hospital because because according to him, the hospital was not supposed, the hospital was not supposed to allow this lady to live with another man when clearly he's the one who had admitted her. He had paid the bills, you know.
But there's a question. How did these are the now let's say the owner of the car and the how do you call it, the Abby, whatever, the purported owner of the
So like he
unpacked the vehicle from the parking lot.
Yes, because he was actually the father of the child.
The pass.
And even the birth certificate, because you know they were issued with a notification. And the second guy is the one who had been indicated as the father of the child.
This guy went to India to buy this whatever.
No,
how long did
you
it
see,
take?
like you cannot take forever in the hospital, and you know it's tiring. You've been with someone when they have been through labor and whatnot, and you want to go home, refresh.
How long did this guy?
Like he went for half a day because he was supposed to come and discharge the wife. He went in the morning.
He brought the perceived wife.
Yes.
At night.
Yes.
And then now.
And she gave back in the morning.
So in the morning
he decided
the guy
to go
says,
home.
"You, my dear, you can rest, sweetheart. Let me go to
let me go refresh
Dubai,
and bring you some food and clothes for the baby.
Lucozade, some fruit,
Right.
some Coca-Cola." Then in the afternoon, I come with with friends and we do the homecoming. And then
So
this
he
guy
had actually come to discharge the wife.
finally,
in the afternoon.
ameshapiga simu, amepiga luku.
Anaambiwa
I'm finally a father.
Ashaenda.
Alafu naambia dada, ndugu.
Your wife is gone. She actually left with another man.
Alishatolewa hapa na mumewe. Oh my God.
It's so sad. Yes. So he was aggrieved. Actually, he was so mad with the nurses and the doctors because to him, the hospital was not supposed to allow another man to discharge the wife, let alone agreeing to indicate, like, to put his name in the notification, like birth notification. So he sued. He moved
This is my
to
question.
court.
When he signed in the girl, how did he book the girl? As the
As the husband. Yes.
Then this guy came and booked.
Yes.
The wife
the wife is an adult. If
so as the who?
As the husband, as the second husband. Yeah. So this guy.
So this
this guy being very mad, he moved to court and he lost the case. So he appealed. He appealed in Court of Appeal at Kisumu. And let me just read part of the judgment that I cannot read the whole of it because it's very long, but I just want to make your evening. This was judgment by Justice Kiage. Let me read it for you. So
just the final part.
The final part.
Yes.
So this is what he said in his judgment. I agree that if a man takes the woman he loves to a hospital, labor ward for she is heavy with child, while happily believing himself the father, but upon the child making a landing, the woman by subterfuge eludes him and leaves the hospital in the company of another man, a shadowy rival. Judges may empathize with the deceived first man, but cannot in law agree with him that the hospital should compensate him for not detaining the woman till the man who brought her in should claim and discharge her. Adult she is a free moral agent, though the man may protest the word moral, and in a free country she is perfectly free to associate with and in this case be discharged from hospital in the company of whoever she pleases. Thus, while the emotional anguish and the appellant had to endure by reason of those events evoked sympathy, courts of law deal not in that currency. It must cut to the core that the woman in this case declared the other man as the child's father.
So all that was hot air.
And not the appellant. But are not the hearts of men and of women deceptive above all things? It downs on the appellant, alas, too painfully, too late. There is no lie in the words, spoken usually in jest, that children are mothers' babies, but fathers' maybes. So, and in the circumstance of this case, no remedy lies in law, least of all against the hospital. So, it's us mothers who know the fathers of our children, and the fathers are just maybes. So
it's baby you,
as we go on our break, I'm leaving you with that tafakari ya babu.
Manaume.
Our fathers maybes.
Now you know. And if you know that you know. For 9 months. Let me get a cup of water.
Are you a maybe or a father?
I will see you soon.